Hey, what's up guys? Steve here. And today we're going to take a look at the 50 highest selling 1987 through 1994 Michael Jordan basketball cards from the Fanatics weekly auction that ended on July 22nd. And we'll kick today's list off at the peak of the junk wax era at number 50 with this 1990 Skybox Michael Jordan card number 41. This was a PSA 9 that received 11 bids, and it sold for $22.80. Up next at number 49 is this 1990 Hoops Michael Jordan card number 65. This was a PSA 9 that received 9 bids, and it also sold for $22.80. Coming in at number 48 is Michael Jordan's 1993 Upper Deck Triple-Double Hologram with card number TD2. This was a PSA 7 that received 8 bids, and it sold for $25.20. We get our first card from the 1980s at number 47. With Michael Jordan's 1989 Hoops All-Star card with card number 21. This was a PSA 9 that received 10 bids, and it also sold for $25.20. Up next at number 46 is this 1992 Skybox Michael Jordan card number 31. This was a PSA 9 that received 11 bids, and it sold for $27.60. Coming in at number 45 is this 1993 Ultra All-NBA Michael Jordan card number 2. This was a PSA 9 that received 9 bids, and it sold for $30 even. Up next at number 44 is Michael Jordan's 1990 Panini sticker with sticker number 91. This was a PSA 9 that received 8 bids, and it also sold for $30. Coming in at number 43 is this 1992 Upper Deck MVP Holograms Michael Jordan card number 4. This was a PSA 8 that received 11 bids, and it sold for $32.40. Up next at number 42 is this 1992 Stadium Club Michael Jordan card number 1. This was a PSA 9 that received 8 bids, and it also sold for $32.40. Coming in at number 41 is Michael Jordan's 50-point club card from the 1992 Topps basketball set with card number 205. This was a BGS 9.5 that received 16 bids, and it sold for $34.80. Up next at number 40 is this 1993 Upper Deck Michael Jordan card number 193. This was a PSA 10 that received 6 bids, and it sold for $43.20. Coming in at number 39 is Michael Jordan's 1992 Topps Archives with card number 52. This was a PSA 9 that received 11 bids, and it also sold for $43.20. We're back to the 1980s at number 38 with Michael Jordan's 1989 Fleer base card with card number 21. This was a PSA 9 that received 17 bids, and it sold for $44.40. Coming in at number 37 is this 1992 Hoops Michael Jordan, card number 298. This was a PSA 10 that received 11 bids, and it sold for $54 even. Up next at number 36 is this 1991 Upper Deck Michael Jordan, card number 69. This was a PSA 10 that received 11 bids, and it sold for $55.20. Coming in at number 35 is this 1994 SCD Sports Card Pocket Price Guide Yearbook Michael Jordan. This was a PSA 8 that received 15 bids, and it sold for $56.40. Up next at number 34 is this 1994 Upper Deck Rare Air Michael Jordan, card number 38. This was a PSA 10 that received 19 bids, and it sold for $57.60. Coming in at number 33 is this 1994 Upper Deck MJ Rare Air Michael Jordan, card number 32. This was a PSA 10 that received 15 bids, and it also sold for $57.60. Up next at number 32 is this 1993 Upper Deck Michael Jordan, card number 166. This was a PSA 10 that received 14 bids, and it sold for $58.80. Coming in at number 31 is Michael Jordan's All-Star card from the 1993 Hoops basketball set with card number 257. This was a PSA 10 that received 12 bids, and it also sold for $58.80. And kicking off the top 30 of today's list is this 1992 Upper Deck MVP Michael Jordan, card number 67. This was a PSA 10 that received 17 bids, and it sold for $60 even. Up next at number 29 is this 1993 Upper Deck Michael Jordan, card number 237. This was a PSA 10 that received 18 bids, and it sold for $72. Coming in at number 28 is this 1994 Collector's Choice Michael Jordan, card number 204. This was a PSA 10 that received 9 bids, and it sold for $74.40. Up next at number 27 is this 1994 Upper Deck MJ Rare Air Michael Jordan, card number 37. This was a PSA 10 that received 13 bids, and it sold for $76.80. Coming in at number 26 is this 1993 Fleer Michael Jordan, card number 28. This was a PSA 10 that received 17 bids, and it sold for just short of $80. We're headed back to the inaugural 1989 Hoops basketball set at number 25, this time with Michael Jordan's base card with card number 200. This was a BGS 9.5 that received 13 bids, and it sold for $81.60. Up next at number 24 is this 1992 Upper Deck McDonald's Michael Jordan, card number P5. This was a PSA 10 that received 16 bids, and it sold for $84 even. Coming in at number 23 is this 1992 Upper Deck Fanimation Michael Jordan, card number 506. This was an SGC 10 that received 21 bids, and it sold for $86.40. Up next at number 22 is this 1993 Stadium Club Michael Jordan, card number 1. This was a PSA 10 that received 18 bids, and it sold for $91.20. Coming in at number 21 is Michael Jordan's 1993 Hoop Supreme Court with card number SC11. This was a BGS 9.5 that received 14 bids, and it sold for $91.20. And kicking off the top 20 of today's list is this 1994 Upper Deck MJ Rare Air Michael Jordan, card number 1. This was a PSA 10 that received 23 bids, and it sold for $108. Up next at number 19 is this 1993 Upper Deck Michael Jordan, card number 23. This was a PSA 10 that received 25 bids, and it sold for $108. Coming in at number 18 is this 1993 Hoops 5th Anniversary Michael Jordan, card number 28. This was a PSA 10 that received 29 bids, and it sold for $112.80. Up next at number 17 is this 1993 Upper Deck ProView 3D Michael Jordan, card number 23. This was a PSA 10 that received 17 bids, and it sold for $156. Coming in at number 16 is this 1993 Stadium Club Beam Team Michael Jordan, card number 4. This Jordan insert was in a PSA 8 that received 16 bids, and it also sold for $156. Up next at number 15 is this 1993 Stadium Club First Day Issue Michael Jordan, card number 1. This was a PSA 8 that received 23 bids, and it sold for $168. Coming in at number 14 is this 1990 Fleer Michael Jordan, card number 26. This was a PSA 10 that received 19 bids, and it sold for $174. We're back to the 1980s at number 13 with this 1988 Fleer Michael Jordan sticker number 7. This was a PSA 8 that received 17 bids, and it sold for just short of $200. Up next at number 12 is Michael Jordan's Team Leaders card from the 1992 Fleer basketball set with card number 4. This was a BGS 8.5 that received 17 bids, and it sold for $204. Coming in at number 11 is this 1994 Skybox Emotion Intense Michael Jordan, card number 3. This was a PSA 8.5 that received 21 bids, and it sold for $222. And we're headed back to the 1980s to kick off the top 10 with Michael Jordan's 1988 Kenner starting lineup. This was a PSA 9 that received 23 bids, and it sold for $234. Up next at number 9 is this 1993 Ultra Famous Nicknames Michael Jordan, card number 7. This was a BGS 9.5 that received 25 bids, and it sold for $288. Coming in at number 8 is this 1993 Upper Deck 7 Straight featuring Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain with card number SP3. This was a PSA 10 that received 42 bids, and it sold for $372. Up next at number 7 is this 1993 Stadium Club First Day Issue Michael Jordan, card number 1. This was a PSA 9 that received 33 bids, and it sold for just short of $400. Coming in at number 6 is this 1992 Stadium Club Beam Team Members Only Michael Jordan, card number 1. This Jordan insert was in a PSA 9 that received 35 bids, and it sold for $1,050. Alright guys, and before we get to the top 5, I do have 4 quick bonus cards to share with you. All of these just missed the top 50. We'll start off with this 1991 Fleer Tony's Pizza Michael Jordan, card number S33. This was a PSA 5 that received 6 bids, and it sold for $21.60. While Michael Jordan's base card from the 1990 Hoops basketball set made the top 50, also up for auction was his All-Star card from the set with card number 5. This was a PSA 9 that received 10 bids, and it sold for $21.60. Up next is this 1991 Upper Deck Michael Jordan, card number 44. This was a PSA 9 that received 9 bids, and it also sold for $21.60. And for our 4th and final bonus card, I found this 1992 Skybox USA Michael Jordan, card number 39. This was a PSA 9 that received 6 bids, and it sold for $18 even. And kicking off the top 5 of today's list is this 1987 Fleer Michael Jordan sticker, sticker number 2. This was a PSA 9 that received 28 bids, and it sold for $1,110. Up next at number 4 is this 1988 Fleer Michael Jordan, card number 17. This was a PSA 10 that received 31 bids, and it sold for $3,000 even. Coming in at number 3 is this 1987 Fleer Michael Jordan, card number 59. This was a BGS 9.5 that received 19 bids, and it sold for $3,120. Up next at number 2 is this 1993 Stadium Club First Day issue Michael Jordan, card number 181. This was a PSA 10 that received 38 bids, and it sold for $3,600. And topping off today's list at number 1 is Michael Jordan's All-Star card from the 1988 Fleer basketball set with card number 120. This was a PSA 10 that received 29 bids, and it sold for $4,560. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.